Hey everybody. So this video, I'm just kind of sharing a little bit of previous life, personal life, and maybe you guys didn't know that I was an artist. If you've seen some of the videos I put up some videos of how to do art and some of the stuff I used to do. I was an artist, but I was also a writer. And let me show you here. So this is from Naples Magazine. What's the date on this one? March of 2000. So you can see March 2000, Naples Magazine. And this was an article about me they did when my first book, Blind Path, became a regional bestseller. My second book, So Others May Live, was coming out. You may know the story of So Others May Live. I can't go into for legal reasons because there was lawsuits and things. However, this book, So Others May Live, was my second book, which was also a regional bestseller. It was a novel based on my friend Lee Maricki, who died while in rescue swimmer school in the Navy. And I wrote this in 1996. And without saying anything else, if you saw a movie with Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher in it from called The Guardian, and that's about rescue swimmers and rescue swimmer school. By the way, there was no Coast Guard rescue swimmer school when that script was written, because they all went through Navy rescue swimmer school. You may know the story of this. It's very, very similar, although mine came out 10 years earlier. And my script was written 5 years earlier. And that's all I can say about that. My first novel, Blind Path, which was kind of a thriller, kind of like, I don't know. It was about a cop. It's set on Sanibel. This thing has sold through 14 different versions, I guess. This is one of the original ones at $6, and they went up to like $10. This came out in 96, something like that. I don't remember, 96, 95. I wrote this book on a bet while I was in film school. I wrote it in 1 week, and it came out and it did really well. And then you guys might know this has been our best-selling book. I wrote If, a book of thought-provoking questions for people with way too much time on their hands. And some of the questions: if you had a tail, what would it look like? If you were in a hospital with Hitler when he was born and knew what he would become, what would you do anything to him as a baby? Blah, blah, blah. If you knew the day the world would end, would you tell anyone? It's just basic questions. There's no answers. This one, April and I wrote way back in 1996, 98. We were on a road trip and we wrote this. And she thought it was the stupidest book ever at the time. And so she did not want her name on it back then. And there were 750 questions, and she had written a book. She had written 2 books, actually. And we were doing a book tour for my novels and her books. And so this came out. It did real well for many years. And then this is our 20th anniversary edition, so this would have been about 2016. Let's see, I don't even remember. So we updated it because, let's see, 2019. So 2019, this one came out. And this was our 20th anniversary, and it was really updated. And it actually took me a while to update it, because when we wrote this one, there was no internet. There was no online. There was no Facebook or FaceTiming or any of that stuff. There was no smartphones. There was no Google. So a lot of the stuff that was in here, there were a lot of these in here and also there had been no 9/11 or anything yet. So a lot of the questions that were in this one seemed to need to be updated to a more modern era. So 20 years later, so we put this together, and then she, of course, put her name on it, because now it's a cool book. And we actually put the little story about how this became right there, a little bit how we came up with the book and everything. So All these books, by the way, are still available on Amazon. Actually, I don't. You know what? I think Blind Pass is now out of print, but you can buy these still on Amazon. The same with So Others May Live. So these books, I think, are both out of print. They're still in digital print for digital books, but I don't know if they're still printing these. I don't believe they are. Anyway, but you can find copies of these. There was enough of them. So then I also did a couple children's books based on my dog Buddy. And the real Buddy you've seen every now and again. There's Buddy in my Corvette. There's Buddy. He passed away in 2000. I think it was 2015. He passed away 2015 or 16. He was like 15 years old. Anyway, here's a book for us car guys. It's Buddy Dog Goes to a Car Show. And this one I actually sign a lot at car shows and stuff because it has in it a lot of my paintings, my original paintings of cars that we used for all kinds of different things. And we go to the car show and there's a list of all the cars. So it's like a car show scavenger hunt throughout the book. So you can look for cars through here if you have a son or daughter or just wants to figure out all the different cars that are featured in a book. There's a little scavenger hunt, and you can see these are all my paintings of cars that we digitally put into the book. So it's a really cool book. It's got all kinds of cars in it. It's a really one, especially if your son or daughter are into cars. It's a really cool book. Featuring of which I also did this book called Cars on a Beach, the artwork. And this kind of shows all the different art. These are all paintings that I did over the years. I used to have an art studio out on Captiva, and these are all the paintings, including a whole calendar I did for Harley Davidson, and also a menu for a restaurant based on car themes. And if we go to this back page here, hold on, where did I just see it? I believe there's a picture of Buddy. Yeah, there we go. So there's Buddy outside of my studio that no longer exists out on Captiva Island in Florida. But 100 original paintings. These are all paintings. You've seen some of them. And then also this life of a painting here, which one of them here, like this one here, I show how I did the painting Hog's Breath Saloon. And it really takes you step by step from how I build the frame and how I draw it out and everything. And there's a whole bunch of other ones in there. And then here's all my artwork. This is all the artwork. These are all my paintings, not just car paintings. These are paintings that I've done over the years and have sold at different. And there's one piece of furniture I designed, but there's paintings here I've done of all that have sold. We're actually around the world. Some of these have been shipped to Germany. They're fun, mostly islandy stuff because I was on an island, so Captiva Sanibel Island. So a lot of this stuff is just based on fun things that I have done over the years. And anyway, so this is a book of my artwork. And then finally over here, these are the Buddy Dog books. So I made Buddy, and so I got Buddy Dog. Buddy goes to the zoo. Buddy goes to the farm. Buddy goes to NASA. And, you know, they've got pictures or stories. They're easy to read. Buddy goes to the airport. Buddy's first snowfall. The 12 Dogs of Buddy, or 12 Dogs of Christmas, a Buddy Dog story, Christmas story. Diamonds are a dog's best friend. So these are all Buddy Dog books with Buddy in them. And then I also have for little kids, construction, logging, and other heavy equipment, and we talk about all the different things you'll see, heavy equipment. And then this one is trucks, buses, and other work vehicles, and talks about all the different kinds of trucks, buses, and work vehicles that you can see. Airplanes, helicopters, and other flying machines. They don't have this stripe. This is when they send you a proof of a book. This is like the first one. So there's like a P3 firefighter. There's helicopters, different kind of helicopters, flying cars, power sailing, and Buddy takes everybody through. There's a space shuttle. There's the piggyback 747. So there's fighter planes, stealth bombers. There's Lear jets and all kinds of things. So it's just a fun book for little kids to learn things. Let's see. Here was the very first Buddy Dog book. Buddy Dog goes to a construction site, and this one, Buddy gets lost on a construction site while being there with Sean. He runs away, and he meets all the different things. He meets the bulldozers and the truck cranes and the loaders and the front end loaders, and talks to each one and finds out what they do. And so that's a real popular book. And then I've written a couple other books. One is called I Like Me. And this I wrote when I was teaching. I wrote this, and it's a rhyming book. I am me, I have no choice, I can't be another girl or boy because they are them, and I am me, and there is no one else that I can be. So it's just a bunch of rhyming kind of books for someone who, you know, is having a hard time, especially like kindergartners and stuff. It's kindergarten through first, second, third grade, but it's a good book. That just talks. My eyes are mine, as are my ears. My laugh is mine, as are my tears. So it's just a very fun little rhyming book. There's Buddy again. And so that one I put through. I also had one, you'll see here, called, this is Buddy Dog's first day of school coloring book. And as you can see, that was it's a coloring book, so the pages are a coloring book. And easy to read and rhyme book for elementary school and pre-K kids. And so that is also one of my books right there. This one over here, this is right on the Amazon site. If you put in Sean Dever, if you put my name in, just Sean Dever, we've got Buddy Dog's super easy, very yummy, no bake cookbook for kids. Now every one of the everything in this book I took pictures of, and I actually made. So when you look at all these different things to eat over here, that's the cover right there. All this stuff is no bake. You might use a microwave, but they're all no bake things that kids can make. I created it. I cooked every one of these recipes, took every one of these pictures of something that I made, and did it for kids, because a lot of the kids, when I was a teacher, the kids basically had to go home, and I wanted to give them something that they could actually make and eat, which was safe. So let's go back here a little bit more. We have Buddy Dog's first book of animals, so that's for kids. Real easy, each animal that's there. We have Buddy Dogs Goes on Vacation, Sanibel, Captiva Island, Florida. This actually is probably one of my most popular books. And so Buddy Dog, he goes on vacation down to Sanibel, Captiva Island, if you've ever been there. So it's a story of him going there. Buddy Dog goes to NASA, first dog in space for NASA. He goes through all the training and everything, so that's a fun book. Buddy Dog goes to the airport. So Buddy Dog and Braden go. He meets a little boy named Braden, and then when he goes to the airport. Then Buddy Dog's first book of the ABCs. This again is for kids learning ABCs, just like the animals. This is there, so it just goes ABC, A to Z, and helps kids learn that. Life of a Painting, me being a artist for many years, some of the paintings I show you step by step how I did them, and they were actually the paintings I used to take pictures of step by step to show clients when I was doing paintings for them. So it has about 6 or 7 ways and shows you how to do actual paintings. We have trucks, buses, and other work vehicles. Again, that's for younger kids who want to see all the different kinds of trucks. Braden Learns to Dream. Braden is April's grandson, and he is autistic. And in this book, we take Braden, and he goes through and dreams about what he can become, and in the end, there's a surprise. So Buddy Dog finds a home, and this is the story of an adoption from a puppy's point of view of how to get adopted and what it's like to be in a new house. So if you're a new dog owner, or if you just have kids that like dogs or you love dogs, Then Buddy Dog Finds a Home is a fun little book. Sean Michael Dever, Buddy Dog Art. This is all my artwork from 1999 to 2015. There's I don't know, 600, 700 images in there that of paintings that I did or furniture that I built for when I had a art studio out on Captiva Island. Cars on a Beach. This is all the automotive artwork that I did, and I did a ton of it. I did a couple hundred. I think there's 300, maybe, I don't know. Construction, logging, and other heavy equipment. This goes with the trucks, and then airplanes, helicopters, and other flying machines. Like I said, these are all for younger kids who like that kind of stuff. Buddy Dog Goes to a Car Show. This is all cars and muscle cars and everything else. It's a pretty cool book. Plus, it's like it has a little list of all the cars in the book, and kids can try to find what they are and where they are while Buddy Dog Goes to the Car Show there. This is the 12 Dogs of Christmas, a Buddy Dog Christmas story, where Buddy goes to find his 12 litter mates and is surprised. Some are police dogs, some are high-class dogs, some are stray dogs. Anyway, it's a really nice Christmas story, and that's a really, really nice, cool book if you like dogs. The Adventure of Parsley Dumpling is my very first story, and Parsley Dumpling is part woodchuck and part groundhog, so he's part ground chuck, and he's a little pet and gets loose in the house and causes all kinds of havoc. I wrote that when I was in film school, because a friend of mine's mom said they were having parsley dumplings, and I said, wow, that sounds like it's a story, a character in a storybook. So I actually wrote that, and that came out I think around 2015, but I think the first time it came out was around 1990 something. If, a book of thought-provoking questions for people with way too much time on their hands. This is actually our best-selling book ever. This is the 20th anniversary edition. We actually had a really big bestseller of it back in 1999, 98, and sold, I don't even know, that was on a couple bestseller lists back in the day. But it's just questions like, you know, if you found a bag of money at 3 o'clock in the morning next to a dead body, what would you do? If you had to disappear tomorrow, who could you tell? If you know, would you do this, would you do that? It's just a whole bunch of if questions. It's called A Coffee Table Books. It's pretty popular. And then this is Buddy Dog's first snowfall. So this is a story with Buddy, the first time he sees snow. And then Buddy Dog goes to the farm and he meets all the different farm animals. So I have that one. And let's continue down here a little bit. Let's see. We've got Buddy Dog Goes to the Zoo, and he meets all the animals in the zoo and gets lost and separated from Sean, who is his best friend and owns Buddy. That's me. Buddy Dog Goes to the county fair. I think goes to the county fair. This was the first Buddy Dog book. Buddy Dog goes to a construction site and he meets all the different machines that work at the construction site. So yeah, it's a pretty fun book. That's a pretty popular book as well. This one is How to Write Your Own Book and Publish on Amazon in 14 days for under $100. So some of my books were published way before Amazon and traditional, but the Buddy Dog books especially, we published on Amazon. Did my own artwork. Like I said, I've been an artist for a long time. And I'll show you some of these books here real quick. But this was How to Write a Book. This was actually tells you how to write one, how to copyright, all the stages of both how to write the story, what's, the 5 stages of a story, and all the, story elements and everything else. Also tells you how to do it. It shows you how to actually upload it, where the programs are, how to do copyrights, all that kind of stuff. So if you're somebody who wants to tell a story or publish a book, that's it. So Others May Live. That was a book that if you've seen the movie The Guardian with Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher, we had a lawsuit over that book with that movie about Navy rescue swimmers. I wrote this back in 1996 about it's fictionalized, but it's based on a someone I knew when I was in Pensacola in the Navy, kid that drowned during rescue swimmer school, helicopter rescue swimmer school. So anyway, that came out. That was a bestseller as well back in the 90s. The Kid Who Liked to Draw in Class. So if you have a kid that likes to draw in class, that's what that book's about. It's a pretty fun little book. And then My Best Friend Is My Dog, and that's a good little a book about a little girl and her dog. And then I Like Me is a rhyming book, and that wrote for April's grandson, I Like Me. So if you're a little different, or you just are having a hard time and you're a little kid and stuff, or actually if you're a big kid, you might like I Like Me. Gives all the reasons why you should like yourself and not worry about what other people think. Diamonds Are a Dog's Best Friend. That is a story of a dog, Buddy, who falls in love with another dog whose owner owns a diamond store, a jewelry store. Buddy Dog Finds a Home. I think we went that story of adoption from a puppy dog's point of view. Sean Michael Dever, Buddy Dog Art. Oh yeah, we already went over that one. First book, ABCs, we already went over. So, well, there's some other books as well here. Even show you a little bit on how to write for newspapers, which don't really exist anymore. But back in 1996, I was up for a Georgia Press Award for newspapers because I had my own column called The Movie Buff, and here's some of the articles that I had. And I used to do film reviews and everything, and I just did them for a small paper that was in Georgia. So I kind of know a little bit what I'm talking about when it comes to this, but anyway, I just wanted to share this. All right, guys, so one of the ways, if you're somebody who has kids, and books are great. I mean, these are fun books. They're big, obviously. They're big books, coffee table books. If you're a teacher and you want them, this is stuff. These are books. They're novels. There's nonfiction. These are great to carry on the road and stuff, or when you're just sitting in a car show or whatever, or on the called bathroom books. But if you want to support the channel, go on to Amazon if you wouldn't mind. You put in my name, Sean Dever, SeanDever. One of these books will pop up, and if you just click on my name, it takes you over to it'll show you all the books that they have for sale. I think there's like 33 or 34 titles right now out of the 50 some books that I've written. So if you want to help the channel, but you want to have something that maybe isn't a shirt or a hat or a Junkyards and Barn Finds type thing, but that helps me too, because I do get a percentage of those sales as well. It's a little different with Amazon than it is with YouTube. But I'm happy if you do buy any of these books and you see me, I'm happy to sign them. And I really appreciate that. And so I appreciate that. There's no subscription, obviously. It's just Amazon. They handle all that kind of stuff. And I would, if you like our channel, we're doing some other stuff. We're putting up the game we're going through with the own, race against, junk, or sell. So putting up a lot of those videos and just going through and seeing any archive stuff that maybe we never posted before. Right now, like I said, I have a knee injury and a leg injury, so I'm kind of down for the count for a while, but I've got 15 terabytes of videos, and we have all this other stuff here. So we'll be building the models. We're putting up stuff that's new to you, and also wanted to just tell you, books, we have book sales. There's people that don't know me as anything other than a writer, just like you guys know me as the guy that does YouTube car stuff. So, and there's some people that know me as an artist. So I just want to kind of there's some other talents I have out there. I wouldn't say a great talent, but it's what I do. So if you, it would be nice if you guys are interested. They make great gifts. Let me know what you think. All right. Thanks. Bye. Should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.